Welcome to Web3 and Me, presented by FLOLiO. In this episode, I'll be talking to Lalo from Blaze Camp about his NFT gym that he's building in Miami, as well as how he sees NFTs integrating into the world of fitness. As someone who's been in the world of fitness for the last 11 years, I'm very excited for this one. Before we get going, please hit that like button, subscribe to our channel, and head to FLOLiO.com to check out all of the free NFT resources we have over there, including portfolio valuations and our free browser extension. So without further ado, I'm going to bring on Lalo. As I mentioned, he is the owner of Blaze Camp. He's been a gym owner and trainer for 8 years. He's trained professional boxers, tennis players, MMA fighters, and track and field athletes. And he's training his son to be a professional Fortnite player. So he's got that going for him. So Lalo, thank you so much for coming on this show, man. How's your day going?
Thank you, man. Really happy. I think today is one of those days where we're getting closer to opening up the gym, and I'm starting to feel the reality of it. So I'm very happy to be here too. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Absolutely, man. I'm excited for this. Like I mentioned, I've been in the industry for a long time. I own a gym myself. So I'm really excited to talk about how we see NFTs and the fitness industry coming together, because I think there's a ton that can be done there. So before we get into that, let's go back. I want your kind of origin story with separately fitness and NFTs. Like, give me your background on how you got into fitness. Were you always an athlete? What's the rundown there?
All right, so I'll start with fitness and then we'll move into NFTs. That was the first part. So I'll start timeline wise. I was not an athlete, but I always wanted to play sports. And the thing is that for me, I was an illegal immigrant in the United States when I was in high school. So when you graduate high school, you're not allowed to go to college, or you won't get a scholarship to go to college if you're an illegal immigrant. So basically, I came from Venezuela, South America. When I got here, my parents' residency, it expired, and I stayed here kind of like by accident. So what happened was, since I couldn't go to college, I went to work, and all the athleticism and all the sports went away. Fast forward to now, I'm in Miami, and I am 22 years old, 23 years old, and I'm working. I'm trying to do sales I was selling timeshare, I was selling cars, different things. So I got out of shape in the sales world. Over time, I started picking up, going to LA Fitness, going to different gyms, but I started like slowly getting injured little by little and trying to find answers to injuries. And eventually I found CrossFit. While I was doing CrossFit, I kind of went harder and I found a more competitive edge again. So I was like, oh, I really like this. I used to play basketball. I was competitive. Let me try this competitive nature of CrossFit. I started doing that. My coach wasn't the coach that I needed. So at the time I got injured doing something else. My knee really hurt. And he said, just keep working out. It'll go away. So I did what my coach told me. I kept working out. And then that just transferred from having a bad knee to a shattered meniscus. And at that point, I was just very out of shape. I was gaining weight, and then my knee was just shattered. I was just overwhelmed. And I was like, this can't be like this. Like, people can't be treated just like, oh, yeah, just keep training. It'll go away. I think there's more answers and better questions that we can do. And I told my wife, I was like, I don't know what it is, but I really like going to the gym, hanging out at the gym. I really like looking and researching answers to these questions that I have, because the coach is not giving me these answers. It's not helping me. So my wife was like, well, whatever you want, I'll support. And eventually we found the opportunity to quit our jobs, well, my job, and purchase an existing gym. And I told her, I said, I think this is a great opportunity, because now I can switch industries and I can go from selling timeshare and managing portfolios to buying a gym and being in the world that I really like and help people. She was like, let's go. So we looked for a gym. We found a gym, $300,000 it was being sold for. And I thought, this is great. This, the net revenue or the gross revenue per year, it was $250,000. They were selling it for $3 million. I was like, this is easy. I just grab the money and then pay it off in 2 years, 3 years, I'm done. And the sales that I'm going to bring into this is going to be amazing. Fast forward, I buy the gym. It was not the grossing they told me it was grossing. And as soon as I purchased it, all the trainers were like, well, you got to pay us more now, or we're all leaving to the other gym and we're going to just pay rent and take all the clients. So I was like, okay, I get it. All right, I got played. So about 400,000 in, 3 years down the line, I already started servicing, and all those trainers eventually did leave, and they took a lot of clientele. we started losing the business. We didn't understand the business. We didn't know how to get leads into the gym. We didn't know how to sell the leads into the gym. We didn't know how much to charge them. We didn't know how to build community. We didn't know anything. Failed at the gym. My wife goes next door to a dance studio and she says, hey, you guys are closed in the mornings. Can we rent your space in the mornings when it's closed? They were like, yes. So we moved the couple of clients that we had. And I went to see, I don't know if you've heard of Alex Hormozy. So there's two consultants of the gym industry that were really big at the time. It was, one of them was, I forget his name, but the other one was Alex Hormozy. And he was getting into the consulting business of telling gym owners how to get leads and sell them. So I started going down that rabbit hole. I turned on Facebook, Instagram ads, and we started getting clients right away, and we started growing rapidly. And then our gym went from, you know, a revenue of $4,000 a month to suddenly, you know, $20,000, $30,000 a month with just boot camps in the mornings. So we moved to a bigger space. It was better. We even moved to a bigger space. We finally rented a retail space. Within a month of that, COVID happened. We had to close down our doors. But to me, it wasn't a bad thing because I figured I'm just going to get all my money back from the equipment. The equipment was selling really good, right?
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember COVID. People wanted to buy a dumbbell. It was $5 a pound. It's like, all right, yeah, I'll sell you all the dumbbells. Take them. You know, I'll rent. I'll work out whatever I can at the track. Like, it doesn't matter. So I sold all the equipment, and I had all this money, and I just bought a bunch of Ethereum, and then I just stayed at my house, and I was like, all right, let's see what happens.
Okay.
We started, I told my wife, like, let's see what happens.
All right, just buy a bunch of Ethereum, just kind of see what happens.
Yeah, no, we just bought a bunch of Ethereum, and then I told her, yeah, don't worry, our money's safe. You know, she's always asking me, like, is our savings safe? Like, yeah, it's in Ethereum. But anyways, what I was trying to say is that basically I didn't touch that money, and we started learning about what's happening. My wife started getting into nutrition and studying nutrition online and servicing clients. I started servicing clients online and trying to just play the game of being on the street to see what's out there. During that time, this was last year, July, I started purchasing NFTs. So I told her, I said, yeah, we're still training clients. I was training some athletes at the time for track that were going to try to prepare for Worlds this year. And I told her, I bought this NFT. I don't know what it is. I bought a uninterested unicorn. Have you heard of them?
No.
An uninterested
This is
unicorn.
back when like everything was minting out. Okay.
So I told my wife, I said, I'm buying this NFT. And she's like, what is that? I was like, I don't know, but it's a digital picture of art of a unicorn because our daughter really likes it. She was like, oh yeah, that's cute.
Okay.
I purchased it. Then she asked, how much was it? And I was like, it was $1,000. It was, remember, Ethereum was more, you know.
Yeah, I know. I know.
$1,000 was, you know, last July. I was like, yeah, it's not that bad. But anyways, it suddenly became a thing where it went up in price, and I was like, what is this? And it went up in price. Suddenly, I started meeting people in the community, and then I started buying other projects, and I bought a Little Baby Ape Club, which then became a rug, and it was a whole problem. And the community that was there reversed the rug. I don't know if you heard that story.
Okay.
So the Little Baby Ape Club minted, and it crashed. The artist said they stole my art and they reminted the project. We got delisted, but the community created another Discord and found an artist, found a developer. We did our own marketing, and I was in the marketing team with them, and we developed and launched what is now Jungle Bay Ape Club. And the Jungle Bay Ape Club was a reverse rug from the Little Baby Ape Club. And then people started noticing who the creators were for different things, including myself for marketing and different things. So I started getting calls for consulting the NFT space. And I started learning from the questions I was getting, because I was like, I don't know what I'm doing. They're like, it doesn't matter. We'll pay you and you help us out. I was like, okay, I'll do my best. But we know what's funny? Like, I brought the same ideas that I had learned from the gym business into the NFT world. Basically, it wasn't a Web 2 to Web 3. It was more of a human financial, like, revenue. Like, how do you make money from these things and bring it into the project creation? Because you can create a project and mint an NFT, then, and we've seen it 1,000 times. The project crashes, and they go, we don't know what happened. And I go, it took you 6 months to get out a T-shirt. Like, who needs 6 months to get out merch?
Yeah, it's interesting. The owning a gym and building a community in a gym, if you can do that and you can build a culture, you can absolutely do it with NFTs, because like with NFTs, there's a lot more promises besides like, you know, the gym membership of like, I'm gonna kick your ass 2, 3, 4 times a week and you're gonna like it and you're gonna pay me for it. You know, so there's definitely something to be said for learning in that field how to build relationships, how to build community, how to build that sense of togetherness that absolutely translates to the NFT space.
It's
So,
amazing.
so you got into NFTs that way. At what point did you kind of get this idea for, you know, the Blaze Camp NFT project?
So I have a friend of mine that was an artist all through elementary school, basically, or middle school and then high school. And he was an amazing artist. And I told him he's in Venezuela, he's in South America, and he doesn't make much money there. It's $50. That's your, like, if you're making good money a month in Venezuela, it's $50 a month. And if I was to build a $10,000 art project with him, what they pay him over there would be like $100. So to me, I was like, look, I think we can partner up. We can do an art project. I can help you financially. And I believe in the art that you have as an artist. He's a muralist and all that. And I said, I believe that we can make the NFT of the Phoenix that I have has for the brand. The Phoenix has a very powerful engagement with my community of the gym of you need to die as who you are and be reborn from the ashes. Basically, what you thought you knew about fitness, we're going to change that. What you thought you knew that you were strong, you weren't strong enough, or you couldn't do these things, we're going to change that. And you're going to be reborn from there, basically a new human, right? And I get that from we have, me and my home, we have a religious background. So for me, as a Christian, it becomes that. But I didn't want to like sell that to people. I just wanted the application of that wisdom and concept. And that's what we teach at the gym. We're like, look, let us guide you, and you just do what we tell you and follow the guidelines. This has been tested and tried and true, and it's going to be fine. Like, we don't give you what we think, we give you what you need, right? So when the Phoenix it got into my head as, what if all these clients had their own persona? They can make their own t-shirt, they can have their own identity within the gym, that I can put up the picture of your PFP, of the next one's PFP. And a lot of the women in the groups, they actually, like, it's hard for them to find like angles of the pictures if they want to put in their profiles, or me posting them in the public, you know, view. So they're kind of getting this thing of like, I like that. I enjoy that profile picture. I'm that Phoenix. I'm this Phoenix. So it became like a way for me to build a community that they can find a I don't know how to call it. It's like you kind of just be free when you can text and your face is not on there. I don't know why yet, but some people they feel more like they can be themselves.
Okay.
And I don't know why that stuck to me. And I was like, I need to create a project where the people that are coming into the gym can be themselves and kind of have this mask on while they become this new person in the background. You know, that's how I looked at it. Again, I could be completely wrong, but I was like, let me have some good art. Let me help this guy, and let me mint this for the gym. That's where it came from. I don't know where it's at now, because I'm still working on the art. I'm still talking to people, see how to implement it correctly into the gym. But now I spoke to a couple of friends of mine, and they were like, well, what if you have it for all of the online? And for example, if J-Web wants to do a push-up challenge with me, Blaze Camp can be that hub of like, all right, Web3, we're having a Twitter push-up challenge. Whoever can finish 100 push-ups in 3 minutes gets an ETH and an NFT. You know what I'm saying? Like, we can have challenges every year and involve more of the community that loves fitness already in Web3. But those are the ideas, and everything's popping right now as ideas. You know?
Absolutely. So, you know, I've been in the fitness industry, like I said, for a while now, and it's constantly evolving. And we see like the kind of, you know, the importance of like that competitive nature, whether it's through CrossFit or through, you know, people love Peloton and like how competitive those are and like the leaderboard. So how do you see not just Blaze Camp, but NFTs in general impacting the fitness industry? Because there's all sorts of IRL events. There's 100 different clothing lines. Like, how do you see the NFTs really getting into that industry, and where do you feel like the biggest opportunities are right now?
I think the biggest opportunity in the fitness world is the better building of communities with the NFTs. The power of the NFT world and Web3 right now is really in the communities themselves. The way that I looked at it is like this. Everybody, when it's trying to buy a project, flip a project, use a project, or even collect a project, is also looking for the connection and immediately going to the Discord and how live is this? How many people are here? Who's here? What's going on? They're trying to find other human beings that they can relate to. And to me, that's what people have been trying to do at the gym. 66%, if I'm not mistaken, this is from gym data all over the world. 66% of people that join the gym, they're looking for a community. And that's a lot of people looking for a community. I think if we take the data from Web3 and we look at it, I think a lot of people are really enjoying the communication that they're having with people that are very far away while they're at home. All these chats that are coming out, all the Discords that are popping, this is communication of human beings, and how do they relate to each other is through these NFTs, this art form that they all invested in. What they didn't know, to me, this is what I see, is what they didn't know is they invested in each other as a community. And sometimes when you invest in it and the community's quiet, that's why projects die, because you lost the connection to the human beings, first that are leading the community and the other ones that are connecting with each other. So I think that the opportunity for fitness is that part, is how do I, let's say I have gym memberships. Each gym membership comes with an NFT. Your NFT is, you have a blue one, you have a yellow one, you have this, you have that, whatever. And suddenly I think there could be many things, like they evolve as the more you work out or the more steps you take, the different color it changes to. I think that's cool. But I think more of the aspect of, if I can have it on a t-shirt, or if I can project it on a screen, or if I can use your PFP of your NFT in the gym as a community building thing, like employee of the month or trainer of the month, that kind of thing, or athlete of the month, that's where it's at for me. That's the big opportunity. A lot of gym owners that I've met that are big friend of mine don't know how to put together communities. And when they do, they leave it up to the coach. And as soon as they hand off their community to the coach and they trust the coach 100% and they're more in the background, what happens is the community is based on the coach ideals and not on the owner's ideals. And the owner should be the one that's leading the philosophy of the whole gym. And if you lose that, then your clients are one workout away from going to another gym. Because if that coach comes that day with the wrong mindset, you're done, So I think the community part is the big thing,
And I think you're right. When COVID happened, we had to close our gym down for about 8 weeks, and we kept training people online, like, through Zoom and FaceTime and all that stuff. But the instant that we were allowed to reopen, even with the strictest of guidelines and like 25% capacity, we gave every single one of our clients the option, and 95% were like, yes, get me back in the gym, even if it's just, one-on-one and we got a social distance. Because I think that we took for granted how valuable that human interaction is. And that's one of the things that I think is I agree with you 100%, is so powerful about the NFT community, is that, we are tribal creatures at the end of the day. And whether it was COVID or politics, we don't need to get into that, but like there are all these different forces that are like tearing us apart. And so being able to come together through the NFT community or through, fitness communities, it's so powerful. And then you also have the fact that when your clients own your gym's NFT, that's just a whole other level of like, not quite ownership, because like they're profit sharing, but it's a whole other level of investment in you and in your gym and in the whole community. Right. Because like, let's say they do, let's say the NFTs eventually do evolve in some way. Like, that's a whole other cool thing that then the clients can compare and be like, oh shit, my NFT turned into this, yours into that, all these different cool things that, there's so many ways to gamify it, make it competitive. But at the end of the day, we do, and it is the buzzword, but it's true. Like, the community part is so crucial, because we've just seen what happens to people both physically and mentally when they are separated from each other. Like, it doesn't end well at all.
Right. And imagine this. Imagine when I have the NFT ready and I have people in the community in the gym, and I could be like, guys, I need to invest $50,000 in equipment. You can buy the NFT. we buy the equipment that you guys need. This is your equipment, and whatever's left, it stays in a liquidity pool, or things like that. That these people have never thought of these things, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's say that the gym gets bought out. There's a clause where that money goes back to everybody that holds the NFT, or they can have a decision making on which colors to have the machines, and you become part of the gym somehow. I think there's puzzle pieces that we can still make them even more aggregated to where they feel like they making a decision, kind of like a DAO. Maybe the gym gets fractionalized in ownership. Maybe the gym gets put into a DAO and they vote on the kind of things they want. Like, oh, you want showers? Well, it costs $20,000 for me to build a shower. There you go. Like, it's your shower. It's your, the NFTs come together for that. I don't know how, but there's so much we can think about. You know what I'm saying?
So you're the current people that you've been training. Like, when have you talked to them about this yet? Like, do they know your plans? And if so, like, what is their reaction been? Because I know, like, people who are not, super progressive, let's say, are very turned off by NFTs for whatever reason, whether or not their reason is legitimate or not. What has been the reaction when you've told people about this?
The reaction is different for me because I'm kind of forcing them. So I'm telling them, like, they come in and so what I do is I sell a boot camp, right? And the boot camp, you have to pay a deposit, which is it's like a registration fee that we keep in the gym. And that registration fee, automatically, when you start the classes, you start getting billed every week. So every week we bill. We don't bill monthly, we bill weekly. And I tell them, with that registration fee comes an NFT. But you need to open up your digital wallet. If you don't know how, I'm going to help you open it, and I'm going to deposit the NFT to you. So essentially, that registration fee already has the NFT integrated. So I can either call it a free mint for them, or I can call it's part of your registration. You have to buy the membership pass, which is the NFT. If you decide in the future to sell that NFT for the same price as the membership, then your membership gets transferred to another person. I lose as a gym because I don't charge the new person the registration fee, but you feel like you're a founding member and you have a valuable NFT that now you hold control of someone else being a member. You can sell it, and that becomes that founding member NFT gets passed on to the next client, which maybe they weren't going to be a founder. They were going to come in and pay a registration fee to me, but they paid it to you. And that's my way of giving back to you. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, 100%. So that's awesome.
It's been received the right way. Like, people don't, I've charged registration fees the whole time, and people don't usually tell me no. And there's $200 for registration. So if you don't pay the registration fee, you can't train with us. And I've never gotten the pushback because I've already built on my social media platforms a trust, since they get to see everything that I do. I don't post on social media for accolades or for I'm smarter or, oh my God, I'm the best trainer or biomechanics. It's not, I go, this is me. This is what I like. We're going to throw away the glute bands because I don't think they're helping you. And then people are like, oh my God, he's crazy, but I like what he's saying. And it's like, all right, I mean, we don't use them and we throw them away. Like, I don't care. We're going to do lunges. That's what we're going to do. And as they feel like they're being taken care of. And I think that's just been the reason why they're like, yeah, give me the NFT. Like, how much is it? It's there. We'll buy it. I haven't gotten any pushback for it.
Okay.
Short, long answer.
Yeah, no, that's good, man. I love it. There's so many different ways that this could go, as far as like in person and like through online training communities, right? Like, I don't know if you've ever used the app Train Heroic. That is the app that I use to train online clients, and I like get my own programming from my coach from. But there's so many different ways like token gate this. Beyond the community part, like where do you see the next step being? Is it through online training that's token gated? Is it through maybe like monthly or quarterly, like in-person events? Or, I know you said you train a lot of professional athletes, like having speakers, things like that. Like what's the next step? It's always good to focus on what you're building now, but looking ahead as well.
I think the next step that we should take as an NFT community is stop thinking so much that we are in tech and start thinking more than we're in the people business. Okay. So I don't think that I've met today. I met with a tech company. They always call me in Miami, like, hey, come talk to us. We have questions. And I'm like, I understand you have AR, VR, and you're a tech company and you might have all these millions, but people don't care. Like, I have an 8-year-old in my house that plays on her iPad. I have a 12-year-old that plays video games. I have a 22-year-old that is social media. I have my wife that's, the stay-at-home mom type of deal. I have me, and then I have my mom here, so she's 60 years old. Like, I have the demographics, right? They're spread out in my house. I don't see any of them going into AR. I don't see any of them going into VR. I don't see any of them going into all this tech, but I see all of them trying to play with their friends. All of them. Every one of them, like you said, we're tribal creatures. That's where we're going. If our friends are in the VR, we'll go there. If our friends are in Fortnite, we'll go there. If our friends are in social media, we'll go there. And it depends on that. And I think that the next step for, let's say, the fitness industry with NFTs is just sticking to that part of community for the next 10 years, for the next 20 years. Like, can we learn what Web3 has done with communities and apply it to our members in the gym? I think that scaling up and getting better and using contracts and using all these things that we could do with the tech is not an immediate necessity. I think the immediate necessity is getting back to the community. So if you're asking, what about an online trainer? I think online trainers should get more clients. I have a lot of friends that are online. They don't have a lot of clients. And when you divide the time that they take programming and then putting it on Train Heroic or SugarWatt and all these things, their cost per hour of themselves drops dramatically from their live. So I'm like, listen, you first need a lot more clients. You first need a lot more members. Like Ryan Fisher. Have you heard of Ryan Fisher? He's in California. Yeah. So Ryan, I've had Ryan on my podcast and we talk, and he has thousands of members. Maybe Ryan can use an NFT and that'll be great. But even he knows about NFTs. Like, I sent him an NFT of a little Jungle Baby A Club. It's like, he was like, yeah, I don't know what to do with this. He's like, I know. I understand. Like, no one knows what to do with this. Like, but there's your picture. Like, so to me, it was like, I don't think we know what to do with the tech yet, and even online trainers, like, I don't think we should go the route of the tech or anything above and beyond community building. Like, I keep repeating myself for that, but that's kind of like where I want to go.
Listen, that's the thing. Like, you have your eyes set on something and you're focusing on that. And I don't think anyone can really blame you, for that at all.
You know the importance. Of it.
100%. 100%. Before I got into training, I went through a huge weight loss. I lost about 100 pounds. And going to the gym, I worked with a trainer. I worked with multiple trainers over the course of like a few years to do that. And that gym like became like my second or third home, right? Like, you get in, attached to the people there. So I think it's really cool what you're trying to build, with Blaze Camp. Like, that's really, really awesome. I think that's a good place for us to kind of wrap it for today, unless you had any other final thoughts that you wanted to put out there. Cause it seems like you're very clear on what you're trying to do and how you're trying to do it.
Yeah. I mean, if you have any ideas or anyone watching has any ideas, the goal to me is, how do I make it better and better and build the actual community? Because I still don't have all the answers. And I think that we're still learning so much as we use this. But there's going to be, I learned this from one of the, online on Twitter, there's going to be those three. It's going to be people that are going to invest in your NFT because they want to make money, people that want to use it because you have a utility of some kind, or people that are going to collect it because they like the art or they like you. And there's hybrids to that, like people that have more than that. But those are the main three things. And I want mine to either be collection or usage, not so much of an investment. And I don't know how to do that because maybe I mint out and then all these bots buy it or whatever, and they try to flip it and it ruins it. But again, I'm trying to still figure it out because I think there's a lot of puzzle pieces to it, like you said. So
let's say people who aren't in Miami but want to support you, and they buy the NFT. Do you have any planned sort of, utility for that, for the non-Miami residents who still want to, believe in your vision and believe in what you're creating and want to support you there?
Yeah, so I have, my program is not on Train Heroic, it's on SugarWatt. Have you heard of SugarWatt?
Yeah.
So my program's on SugarWatt, and whoever holds the NFT can have access for free to SugarWatt as a training program.
Oh, cool.
And then in that training program, I have a hypertrophy track, which you can just follow for hypertrophy, and it goes cycled in, cycled out, cycled in, cycled out. I have
For
a
those
strength
who are
track
watching, real quick, for those who are watching and don't know hypertrophy, essentially if you're trying to put on more
Yeah.
muscle, let's just keep it very simple right
Yes.
there. Okay. So you got your
Bodybuilding.
hypertrophy program. There you go. Okay.
Yeah, so I have the hypertrophy program, the bodybuilding program, which it cycles in. So it forces you to, take a rest week and then start progressing again, rest, progress again, and always basically taking you up, but it's guiding you through the whole thing. There's a track to where it's like people want to get stronger. Well, that's the track to get stronger. You can just do those workouts. And if you want to take another track, which is like a hybrid athlete, which is like the track athletes or the CrossFitters, they have another track for that. So
okay.
It depends on where people want to go. They kind of take their own route, and then the NFT holders will have access for free to that. I don't know if that's going to work like that, because eventually the NFT, pool runs out and I still have to pay for the software. So I don't know how that's going to play out, but that's the idea. Yes. People that are not from Miami will have access to all our information and the workouts and all of that stuff and the events. If we run any events where it's like you hold an NFT and you're the push-up, master, this is for you. You're going to earn some ETH. Like, great job, some challenges.
Okay. Very cool. I think that's awesome, man. Where can everyone find you on social media?
Blazecamp _ on Twitter, and then at Blazecamp. That's it on IG.
Okay. Very cool. Lalo, thank you so much for joining me today. I'm very excited. You and I are in a group chat together. We're going to keep talking about all this stuff. I'm excited to see how it evolves, and we're going to keep everyone posted on that. So once again, please hit that like button, subscribe to our channel. Lalo, appreciate all your time today. Check out FLOLiO.com. Check out Blazecamp. It's you're doing something that I don't really think anyone else has tried to do before, which is that's so cool. Like, I think that's really, really awesome. So I'm back, behind you 100%. I'm excited to see how this plays out. So thank you for joining us today, everybody. We will catch you on the next episode of Web3 and Me. Take care.
Thank you.